This segment of BW Radio is brought to you guys by Etasha Coffee Company. Make sure you check out etashacoffee.com today and find out how you guys can use the code the BW Radio Network. That's the BW Radio Network at checkout for 5% off your order today at etashacoffee.com. If your coffee company doesn't have an esports racing team, how the hell can you trust them with your morning coffee? Check them out today at etashacoffee.com. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to BW Radio. Yeah, give me those beats this morning. Yes. All right. Actually, we need a different vibe for the beats this morning. Dan, if you can you pull up We need some kind of vibe this morning. If you can find, do you know the specific song that I'm looking for? It's our intro that we didn't pull up in time this morning. Yeah, we need some kind of vibe this morning. Yeah, there it is. That Miami kind of vibe this morning. Yes. That's exactly what we need. All right, enough of that, Dan. You can kill it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BW Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio right here on YouTube. So to be back with you folks once again, I'm your host, Brandon Nunning. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone for the amazing birthday wishes already this morning. I am blessed to have such a great number of people in my life that are able to provide me with so much happiness and joy. And I'm so happy that you guys were able to take time out of your day to wish me a happy birthday. 29 years old. We're getting too old for this fucking shit. You ever realize that? We are 29 years old. And yeah, I don't look a day over, and again, this is according to other people. Apparently, I don't look a day over, I don't even know how long, or how old, to be honest with you. But, yes, anyway, good morning. Yes, it is our birthday. Yes, we are enjoying the show. And we're here for good vibes, good times all around. Ain't that right, Dano? Yeah. Um, we have a lot to get to today in terms of breaking news that took place late last night as Giannis Antetokounmpo is officially coming to Miami, which is why we needed that kind of Miami vibe this morning. And, uh, to be honest with you, I honestly don't know what's going on, Dan? What? Dan's telling me he has something. Okay, hold on. You want me to put up the pod? All right, what do you got?
Hey, it's your birthday. Hands up. Right now. Celebrate. We're not counting candles. We're counting wins. Turn the music louder. Let the night begin. You made it through the hard days. You showed up strong. Tonight the only rule is sing along. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Thank you. I actually love that. Thank you so much. Yes, today is our birthday, and yes, we do have a lot to get to in today's show, including us yelling at an ESPN personnel for saying that the Knicks Championship trophy is a participation trophy. We will get to that. Don't you worry about that. Um, Sorry, I'm also typing like a million different things here. But anyway, let's start in the obvious place that we need to start this morning, and that is with the breaking news that took place last night at around 11 o'clock, around midnight. As the hours were ticking away, many people were under the assumption that this would happen. Sham, of course, broke the news. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading franchise icon Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Kellen Ware, Jamie uh, Jamie Jr. pretty much, and 3 first-round picks, including the number 13 pick in Tuesday's NBA draft. 1 pick swap and 1 second-round pick, sources told ESPN. The Heat are sending the Milwaukee Bucks unprotected first-rounders in 2031 and 2033, along with the number 13 pick, a pick swap in 2030, and a 2033 second rounder, according to sources. The trade does not include any additional teams. It is a 1-to-1 move, sources said, but both the Heat and Bucks will execute the deal July 6th, which leaves the framework open to see whether there are opportunities to expand. Last June, the Phoenix Suns and the Houston Rockets agreed to a deal that ultimately increased to a historic 17 trade. The Heat's president, Pat Riley, now makes his long-anticipated new landmark acquisition, with Antetokounmpo joining elite Miami pickups such as LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Bosh, Alonzo Mourning, and Jimmy Butler over the past 30 years. Riley will pair the two-time NBA MVP and 2021 NBA Finals MVP with Bam Adebayo to lead contention in the Eastern Conference. So Giannis Antetokounmpo is officially joining the Miami Heat after much anticipation, as it was becoming the ultimate decision on whether or not what would happen here. Obviously, it hurts losing such guys like Tyler Hero and Jamie Vasquez Jr. and losing a bunch of first-round picks. But as far as I'm concerned, getting a generational talent like Giannis Antetokounmpo is a great pickup for Miami. But there were two sides to this deal, because there was two teams that were fighting it out for this deal. It was not only Miami, it was also the Boston Celtics. And the thing that shocks me the most is, and I can't believe that this is happening here, but apparently the Celtics registered interest in Giannis back in February, and they aggressively pursued him in this time frame, offering Milwaukee a package that featured the 2024 Finals MVP Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks. So I ask you guys this: what the hell is going on in Boston? Because, and I know that's a loaded question, but why is the Boston Celtics trying to trade away Jaylen Brown? This isn't like a hard question to ask. Like, why is the Celtics trying to get rid of one of their best players? Like, this is the part that bothers me, right? Is we're talking about franchise players and what difference can they make in a franchise. Um, my question is why are you trading away Brown, who ultimately was the guy this past season for you, pretty much the entire season, while Tatum was hurt? I mean, no offense, like Jalen was pretty much the main guy here, and like we're talking regular season, he was pretty much the guy that led the way while Tatum was hurt. He played 71 games, averaged 28 points, was a defensive leader, was racking up rebounds, was racking up assists. I mean, he was the leader in Boston. And you even look at the postseason, he was the leader in Boston. Even with Tatum coming back, he was still averaging 25 points per game. So I ask you guys this as to why the hell Boston is trading away one of their best assets on that team, considering the fact that I don't trust Tatum in the slightest as the leader. I really don't. I'll never understand it. I will never be able to piece it together. To me, it makes absolutely zero sense as to why you would want Tatum over Brown, who has been the leader these past few seasons for Boston. But getting back to this, and I think that, and many people have asked me, do I think Brown's relationship with the Celtics is done with? Yes, I think the honeymoon is now over, and I think he wants out. And honestly, I don't blame him. I mean, especially with the way that Boston aggressively tried to trade him. It wouldn't shock me if he tried to get the hell out of there. And honestly, I don't blame him one bit. I would bolt it out of there in a heartbeat, especially after the embarrassing postseason loss here. But getting back to Giannis joining the Miami Heat, I think that is an incredibly big win for Miami, considering the fact that, usually when Pat Riley lands these big stars, he's able to turn it into something. Uh, you know, and you can look back over the history of Riley, being a basketball genius, with the Lakers, and of course, now turning the Heat into champions, putting together the big three, getting Shaquille O'Neal, Jimmy Butler. I mean, the guy has a history with this. And I think that this was the best pickup for Miami. And for the longest time, many people thought Giannis was coming to Miami anyway. And when any time that Giannis talk was even coming up, Miami was mentioned as a landing spot. So to me, it makes the most sense as to why you would want to pick up Giannis, because now you have a dominant front court. Having Giannis paired up with Bam Adebayo, I think that that's a slam dunk as being Eastern Conference contention now. Do I think that Miami's going to win the championship its first year with Giannis? No, I don't. I think Miami is now in a rebuild, and now they have the two pieces to build around. Um, but I do think that this is a great deal moving forward, because now we're seeing a progression here where we can see what happens with the new star in Miami, to where Bam Adebayo isn't the one, having to lift all the weight on his shoulders. To me, it makes the most sense. I think it's a great pickup for Miami. I think Miami has now got another star player. I especially a guy that not only can play center but has the handles of a guard. I think that that's what you want. You want a player like that. And many people are saying Miami lost this trade because of the draft picks, and Miami lost this trade because of this, that, and the other. But I mean, realistically, this opens up the door for Miami to not only sign some other free agents to try and build a team around Giannis and Bam, but I also think that this opens up the door for Miami to be a contender in general again. Now, do I think that they're going to make a playoff run this year? Listen, I'm never like that. I usually, I'm like, hey, give it a year and we'll see what happens. But, I'm curious to see how Bam Adebayo and Giannis is going to work in the Eric Spoelstra system. And I'm curious to see how that's going to work out in Miami. Uh, which again, it sounds like a great deal. But again, there's two sides to every part of this, right? So now the question is Milwaukee in terms of rebuild? And honestly, yes, they've been. I mean, listen, if Giannis stayed in Milwaukee, I think that realistically, Giannis was getting frustrated because Milwaukee was offering him no help. I think Milwaukee wants a fresh start, being like, hey, we want to see you go out and succeed, so let's go ahead and let's trade you out of here. But at the same time, we need some value so that we can, at least be, you know, get something in return here. Not that way our trade isn't a total loss. But but again, there's a lot of questions that are revolving around the draft too, because a lot of people are saying, well, what's going to happen with Jalen? Because it sounds like Jalen is pissed that they even tried to trade him, and it sounds like it's a mess over there in Boston now because it sounds like they don't know what they're doing. And my whole thing is why would you try and trade a guy who's been the backbone of your team for the past few years, especially in the regular season? I mean, you look at regular season stats, whether you like it or not, Jaylen Brown was pretty much a leader in all of it, including the year that they won the championship. So, like, I'm a little bit miffed as to why they would even consider putting Brown up for trade. Like, to me, that is the worst thing to do, especially when he was the guy that carried your team the entire regular season this year. He played 71 games, averaged 28 points, and you want to put him on the trade block just to try and land Giannis? Which, by the way, I am saying this because I believe it to be true. If Giannis went to Boston, right, that would have ruined Giannis's career. And the reason that I am saying that is because he would have became a backup player. He would have became the instead of the star that he is and that Miami is going to treat him as, he's going to be if he went to Boston, he would have just been the sidekick to Jason Tatum's breakout comeback year apparently. So I'm glad that he didn't go to Boston because I think he's more of a star player and an asset that you want to have on your team more than he would want to be a sidekick to Jason Tatum. I don't think he's going to be a sidekick to Bam. I don't. I think him and Bam are going to work together. I think that front court is a scary duo, especially when you got a guy like Bam and a guy like Giannis on the same team. That to me is just scary, scary, scary stuff. And listen, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We've seen these rebuilds before where it doesn't work out. I mean, we had Jimmy Butler at one point and it didn't work out other than him getting us to playoffs and these big time playoff runs, and we loved Butler for that. But I mean, I guess the major question is what do you do with Jaylen Brown at this point if you're Boston? Because you got to think he's hurt. You got to think he wants to be number one option. Like, he doesn't want to be a trade chip, you know? And Windhorst said it perfectly that you know, hell, even Stephen A. Smith said it perfectly. He said that he believes Jaylen Brown should be the number one option, and he should be the number one option. Um, I don't understand how Boston looks at the past few seasons and says, "Oh yes, just because Jason Tatum is the star on the team," which in my opinion, I don't really see him as the star. I see Jaylen Brown as the star, considering the fact that he carried their ass the entire fucking season. Whether Boston likes to admit it or not, Jalen did. Jalen carried your guys' ass the entire season, and you decide, hey, let's put him on the trade block? Are you stupid? Like the most efficient guy on the fucking court, and you're like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and trade him. Let's go ahead and trade him. Just to try and get Giannis. To me, it makes no sense. Like it really doesn't. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. Because I would have thought, at least with some degree and at least with some brain cells here, that they would have at least tried to attempt to keep him on that team. Thank you, Mavis, for the birthday shout out once again. Thank you to everyone who's offered me birthday wishes. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. 29 fucking years old. I'm getting old. Getting too fucking old for this shit. You ever realize that? Um, um, and again, I do see that a lot of people are messaging me now, and I think they're just now waking up and are like, oh, radio's awake, so now let's send him birthday wishes. Um, no, that honestly does make me happy. Thank you everyone for wishing me happy birthday. I really do appreciate it. And again, love all my mad lads, love everyone out there. Thank you all so much. Um, and again, we will be responding to everyone today. Don't worry about it. We will get to everyone, I promise. Um, we have a very hectic day anyway. We have another stream after this at noon. Our birthday stream over on Twitch, which is going to be fun. But anyway, getting back to the main topics here, yes. Um, yeah, so Giannis is coming to Miami. I think that's a big pickup there. And me and Dan, we were talking about it most of the morning, and yet we were still like, well, where does Jalen go from here on out? Because again, I will say this until the cows come home. I would rather have Jalen Brown than a Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum, he's in my opinion, he's one of the most overrated players in the NBA. And the reason that I say that is because a guy can have so much hype built around him. People are calling him the next Kobe and this and that. And yet the dude tried to make this season about him by coming back in the last 16 games and joining the playoff hunt when in reality and tried to take the spotlight away from Jalen Brown, who in my opinion is one of the better players on that Boston Celtics team. So yeah, I'm a little bit pissed off at the fact that Tatum tried to make this season all about him instead of about Brown, but I mean, now if I'm Jalen, I want out. Like I want to go to a different team. And we were talking about that this morning about which teams we could see Jalen going to and which teams in desperate need of a guard. But I also think that he wants to be a part of a playoff team and of course be a part of I'm all right. I think that he also wants to be a part of thank you. Thank you for asking. I also think that he wants to be the number one guy. So I'm like, okay, what teams made the playoffs where he can be the number one guy? And everyone was saying the Lakers. He's not going to the fucking Lakers. The only way he's going to the Lakers is if LeBron is gone, or if they get Reeves and a bunch of other players that return. And I don't even think that would happen. So I came up with a couple of teams. I said Chicago. Chicago desperately needs a guard. They have some value there a little bit. And they made a trade too. I said this as a joke, but I think Orlando. I think that'd be funny to see Jalen go there, take the spotlight away from Giannis, who's in Miami. Um, Someone said Minnesota. I thought Minnesota was an interesting one because I think that would be an interesting combo there. Someone said Portland, and I said no. They got Dame, and they got a bunch of young guys over there that they're going to be working with, so no. Someone said Utah, and we were talking about, well, what does Utah have in terms of value? Um, Someone said Dallas. I was like, no, he'll go and end his career there if that happens. Uh, Someone said Golden State, and I was like, no, absolutely not. Curry, Brown, Porzingis, no, absolutely not. I said, you don't want that to happen. um, But yeah, no. So again, the big news that broke last night around midnight was Giannis is officially part of the Miami Heat now. Uh, Giannis in a big time trade. Saw a bunch of players leaving Miami. So, so we do have a very stacked show here, including a lot that is revolving around the NBA draft, and of course, the major question is who does Washington pick at number one? We'll be talking about that coming up after the break. And on the other side of the break, we have a reporter from ESPN that we need to tear apart for his most ridiculous comments. And I'm currently looking over at Dan, and I said, Dan, I need the audio so I know what the hell he just said. And I am going to respond to this guy who, in my opinion, had one of the worst takes on the planet. And who I can't wait to tear a new asshole. Because that comment had to be the most stupid and ridiculous statement I've ever heard in my life. We will get to that. But first, we gotta take a commercial break. Again, stay with us live right here on BW Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio, right here on YouTube. Coming up on today's show, like we said, we got the NBA draft we're talking about coming up after the break. Also tearing into an ESPN reporter that called the Knicks trophy a participation trophy. World Cup coverage. We'll talk about the World Cup and what's been going on there, and of course keep people updated on that. And of course around the diamond and so much more. Stay with us live right here on BW Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio, right here on YouTube. Welcome back to the BW Radio Show. Today's show is brought to you guys by Fanatics.com, which is home to all your favorite teams from around the league. Yeah, get the rock music going here. Anyway, so the MLB season is in full swing, the World Cup is in full swing, and folks, a lot of teams you need to represent at Fanatics.com. Get your gear over there. Make sure you folks download the Fanatics app. You can start earning fan cash towards future purchases today. Whether you folks are fans of the NFL, MLB, NBA, MLS, WWE, WNBA, Forza, or not Forza, F1, you guys can check it out at Fanatics.com. Check it out at Fanatics.com or download the app on the App Store or Google Play and start earning fan cash towards future purchases today. You gotta love when we mess up the sponsor reads, am I right? Okay, so welcome back to the BW Radio Show, everyone. I'm your host, Brandon Nutting. So we were stunned this week by some comments that we heard. For those of you that don't know, the Knicks won the NBA trophy. And there is a guy by the name of Vincent Goodwill who was on Get Up 6 days ago, mocking the Larry O'Brien trophy by saying, and I quote, calling it a participation trophy. And apparently we have the audio. And I want to hear what it is that was said on Get Up. So the audio that is being provided to us is by ESPN's Get Up. And I want to hear what the heck is going on here. So the question was, do dynasties hurt or help the NBA? 8 straight seasons with different NBA champions since 2019. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's hear what the comments were.
All the rest of it. It's dynasty or parity, which is better for the sport?
I think dynasty is better for the sport because if we're going to look at the way that the NBA experienced this golden age, those 2 decades where it went from Magic and Bird and Isaiah in between to Michael Jordan, that's where you had the greatest explosion in growth. And it's not just because those guys hoarded the championships. Now you're legislating parity. The owners are saying you aren't allowed to be great for an extended period of time because look at Oklahoma City with Durant and Westbrook and Harden. They weren't allowed to keep their 3 guys together because the money says, okay, you drafted too well. You drafted 3 MVPs. Yep. You can't hold on to them. The reason that the Knicks won this championship is because Minnesota could not afford to hold on to Karl Anthony Towns, and he became the final piece for them. So it's going to also cost the Knicks on the back end. But to your general question, I like to know that greatness is validated. How do we know that any of the last 8 champions are actually validated because they have not done it again? Giannis is itching to get out. Boston is thinking about trading Jaylen Brown. They don't believe in their 1 championship. LeBron's 1 championship in L.A. was not enough. So why would it be enough for us?
Validate is the Larry O'Brien that I put on that shelf and it stays there forever. That's the validation. The Laker thing.
Oh, you mean participation trophy then?
I'm sorry, Larry O'Brien is a participation trophy?
If everybody gets one.
It is a actual trophy.
Okay. So I had 6 days to really think about this, and the major comment that I really have to say about this guy's comments, and his name is Vincent Goodwill, by the way. He works at ESPN, which is the worldwide leader in sports in the U.S., especially where the NBA is based out of. And I have some comments here that I would like to make to Mr. Vincent Goodwill. How the hell did you get hired at ESPN? Especially when you have one of the worst takes ever said in ESPN history. So, let me start with this, right? Apparently, Vincent's never played the sport of basketball or even understood it, so allow me to break it down for him. As someone that has played the sport of basketball and as someone that has understood the NBA and has studied the NBA for a while. Dynasties are good when it comes to building a franchise and like building a name for yourself. And obviously, when you win back-to-back championships, it's a huge deal, right? Like when you win back-to-back championships, you cement your legacy as one of the greatest teams around. We've seen it in Miami, we've seen it with Golden State, we've seen it with Chicago, we've seen it with Los Angeles, Boston, we've seen it with so many teams it's not even funny. Going back-to-back is great. But when you have a league that is currently adapting all around you with different teams trying different assets, with younger players, veterans, trying to get new systems working around, different coaches, different philosophies, it's great to have different champions every single year because that means that the sport is not consistent every single year to where it's like the NFL, like back in the day when Tom Brady was playing in Boston, where it was like, oh great, so another fucking title for Tom Brady. But yeah, everyone tuned in to see the greatness there, right? And when the upsets came and Tom Brady lost, it was like, holy crap, okay, we're seeing a new champion. And like everyone loves it when every single season that there's a new champion that's going to be crowned because it's not consistent every single year. Yes, repeat champions are good for the sport because, yes, it's great to show that your team is able to go through rebuilds and lose players and all this and that and still be able to make the championship. The problem here with your take, and this is the problem that everyone's been trying to pound into your head, but apparently you think that you did nothing wrong. The problem is you called one of the greatest trophies in in U.S. sports history. You called one of the greatest trophies in U.S. sports history a participation trophy, and not only that, you discredit the New York Knicks championship win because you're calling their trophy and their win a participation trophy. Vincent, if I may, and allow me to pound this into your head because apparently you don't know the difference between a championship trophy and a participation trophy, so allow me to teach you something. A participation trophy is when you participate in an event and don't fucking win it. For example, we could call the Eastern Conference title and the Western Conference titles participation trophies because if you don't win the big trophy in the end, all you have is a conference title. So we can just call those participation trophies as far as I'm concerned. But a participation trophy is what you get when you don't win the big trophy in the end, when your team doesn't win it all in the end. The New York Knicks fucking won the NBA championship in one of the most memorable championship runs of all time. And I'm not afraid to say that, even as a Miami Heat fan and as a former New York Knicks fan. The Knicks won the NBA title in the most historic fashion that they could. And by the way, they made it damn well entertaining because I think the sport was dying to begin with, especially around the NBA, because, I mean, hell, we haven't seen a run like that in forever. You discredit the Knicks championship by calling their trophy a participation trophy. The NBA Finals trophy, the Larry O'Brien trophy, the big trophy, the trophy that everyone strives for in basketball, the one that everyone says that they want to hold and lift one day, is one of the most prestigious basketball trophies on the planet. Yes, you have the Final Four March Madness trophy in college basketball, and yes, that's a trophy everyone wants to hold too. But the Larry O'Brien is one of the most coveted prizes for a basketball player to ever hold. You calling it a participation trophy just because 8 different teams have won the title in 8 different seasons. First off, that makes you a jackass. Let me just start off by saying that. I think you're a jackass who honestly shouldn't be working at ESPN, especially with the most ridiculous take like that. Second off, you're discrediting one of the greatest trophies ever. And by the way, if we want to go down that route, let's go ahead and go all the way with these different sports. So does that mean that the college football national championship is a participation trophy? Because that's had different title holders over the years. Is the March Madness trophy a participation trophy? Because that's been held by different colleges over the years. is the Vince Lombardi Trophy, the trophy that everyone considers one of the greatest in sports history. Are we going to call that a participation trophy as well? Or better yet, let's call Lord Stanley. Let's call Lord Stanley a participation trophy because of how many people have risen that and had their names etched on it for years to signify greatness. Vincent, the difference between a championship and a participation trophy is people that win those championships should be celebrated because they went through all the hard work. They put in the hard years and gone through the years of hard work of trying to build this. You discredited the Knicks championship with that take because they have gone through 53 years of waiting for their last NBA title. They finally win it, and they have this jackass who's on Get Up on ESPN saying, oh, well, their trophy is just a participation trophy just because there's been 8 different champions throughout the years. Dude, I would love to hear you say this in the UK, especially about the Premier League trophy. I would love to hear you say that and get your ass torn apart over there, because that would be the greatest fucking... I would love it, because I know my experts would love to tear you a new asshole if you were to even come close to saying that. So, allow me to say this. The Knicks championship win was not a participation trophy victory. The Knicks championship trophy deserves to be celebrated for many years and should be listed as one of the greatest championship wins of all time. I am saying that while sitting here wearing a Miami Heat hoodie with our 3 titles on it. I am sitting here as a Miami Heat fan saying that the Knicks championship trophy should be celebrated as one of the greatest runs in NBA Finals history. And you discredit it by saying 53 years sums up to a participation trophy. I do not have any respect for you, Vincent Goodwill, especially after this take. You then went to the parade in New York and tried to play it off by saying, maybe I'll get a participation trophy. And then I read your little Twitter where everyone's tearing into you for this ridiculous take, and you start attacking fans left and right, instead of giving a logical explanation of, yes, the past 8 seasons we've seen 8 different champions. The last time we had a repeat was the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. And obviously there's been some more memorable ones like LeBron James and them in Miami and so on and so forth. I get that dynasties are built on greatness and constantly winning championships, but you can't just discredit a team's win by calling the finals trophy a participation trophy. Validation of greatness is winning that trophy in the end, is getting your name etched in history as being a part of the team that won said trophy. You calling one of the greatest trophies in sports history in the U.S. a participation trophy shows me that not only do you not know what the hell you're talking about, but makes me question ESPN in general when it comes to their hiring practices. Listen, I always wanted to work at ESPN. It's been a dream of mine for many, many years. And trust me, I would love to be on the radio of ESPN talking sports nonstop. But I cannot give credit to this company anymore, and nor can I give respect to this company anymore, when they hire a guy who apparently has no sports background whatsoever and thinks that that is a legitimate take to have. It's pretty clear to me, Vincent, that you have no sports background whatsoever. Period. End of story. Hell, even Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith roasted your ass. Hell, a lot of sports people have been roasting your ass. And trust me, it's for very good fucking reason. You just called Larry O'Brien a participation trophy. Just because 8 straight seasons there's been a different NBA champion. So, in my opinion, I do not feel bad for you getting torn apart by sports media. I do not feel bad if one day you get fired by ESPN for these ridiculous takes, because honestly, I don't believe that you deserve to even be behind that desk at ESPN, especially after that ridiculous take. And trust me, I've listened to a lot. Trust me, me and Stephen A have disagreed on a lot. Me and Kendrick Perkins have never got on the same page, but I respect him as a player. I will always respect Ken Perkins as a player. There's a lot of guys that I don't trust behind that desk at ESPN. But you, my friend, I cannot trust for shit. Especially after this ridiculous take. It's so ridiculous, I don't even know where to start. You just called one of the greatest trophies in American sports a participation trophy just because 8 different champions have won it. I mean, give me a fucking break. So no, I do not feel any remorse for this guy, nor do I feel bad for anyone tearing him a new asshole. I think everyone should tear him a new asshole. And I think, realistically, he should not be working at the worldwide leader in sports in the US, period, by discrediting one of the greatest championships of all time. In my opinion, he has no sports knowledge, and in my opinion, he clearly needs to learn the difference between what a participation trophy is and what an NBA title is. Because clearly he will never hold one up. And clearly he'll never get close to one, as far as I'm concerned. The only place he would get close to is fucking seeing it in a museum or something like that, or going to a stadium and pointing at it. That's as far as I'm concerned. I mean, 53 years. You wait 53 years to win a championship, and it's immediately discredited by a guy who has no sports knowledge whatsoever, apparently, and discredits the greatest championship that you've waited 53 years to win, and done it in the greatest fashion, too. It's ridiculous. Give me a fucking break. ESPN, you gotta do better. You gotta fire some of these motherfuckers. If they don't have any sports background, whether they need to have at least played sports. I want to know this guy's resume. Give me Vincent Goodwill's resume. I want to know what sports he's played. I want to know his bio. I need to know. I need to know what he's done. Let's see here. Let's see how Yahoo fucking. Let's see. Vincent Goodwill is a prominent sports journalist and commentator. He's known for his insights, analyst of basketball and NBA. He contributes to Yahoo Sports and Bleacher Report. He often engages with fans through social media. His work includes significant coverage of sporting events and player interviews. Goodwill is recognized for his unique perspective on sports code. Oh, bullshit. No wonder. No wonder I don't trust the fucking guy. What other bullshit has he written? I need to know. He hasn't done anything for Yahoo Sports in years. Now that he's with the big time. Goodwill joined Yahoo Sports in 2018 from NBC Sports Chicago, where he covered the Bulls. So a guy that should know greatness. What a fucking... He also covered the Pistons. I can't. I'm not going to go into this guy's career, because honestly, if I go into this guy's career, I'm going to tear him a new asshole. But clearly, I am not going to give him... I'm not going to give him any credit at all. Like, I'm really not. He worked for fucking Slam Magazine. I guess they must allow anyone to work for these fucking people, because honestly, the guy's a joke. Listen to how ESPN sums him up. Goodwill attended Eastern Michigan University and he earned a reputation for being a respected voice in NBA. No, he lost that immediately when he called the trophy a participation trophy. Sorry, that's not correct at all. Known for his insight reporting, he has no sharp analyst or native-driven storytelling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you're a joke, dude. I can't. Fuck you. In all seriousness, fuck you. You are a joke. He even signed a multi-year deal with ESPN a year ago. Fuck that guy. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't respect him. I don't respect his opinion. Dude, you just discredited one of the greatest title runs in history by calling it a participation trophy. Fuck you. Honestly, go lick salt as far as I'm concerned. Anyway. What a fucking joke. I guess they'll allow anyone behind that desk now. I want to know who he sucked off to get that job. Alan Hahn apparently responded to it. All right, what was his response?
You won the league that year. The 2021 I get because it's summer camp. Like it was in one little bubble, and that's why people give them crap about that one. But no, you win the title. It's validated. You're forever a champion. The difference, of course, is to me, you can have rivalries without dynasties.
Okay. Which is true. You don't need to be a dynasty in order to cement your greatness, as far as I'm concerned. The Knicks cemented their greatness by winning the championship, especially after 53 fucking years. I mean, hell, there were a lot of teams that only won the title once and cemented their greatness. Giannis won it with the Bucks. He cemented his greatness. Steph Curry, the first time he won it, he cemented his greatness as one of the greatest of all time. Who were the last 8 NBA champions? I need to know. I need to know. Like, can I get a list of the teams that won it the last few years? Like, I gotta know now, cause this ain't sitting right with me. This whole fucking thing. So this was starting with 2019. It was the Raptors. So Kawhi, he cemented his greatness as one of the top talents of all time in the NBA by winning that. The Lakers in the bubble, which, yeah, LeBron, yeah. Milwaukee, okay. Golden State, again, right. The Denver Nuggets, yeah, because Jokic won Denver their first title, and it was a huge deal. It was. The Denver Nuggets winning the title there was cementing their legacy, yes. The Boston Celtics with Tatum, yeah. Oklahoma City Thunder, yep, because SGA and them finally brought a title to OKC, something that Westbrook and Durant could never do. And then recently the New York Knicks. So, you mean to tell me that greatness isn't cemented because none of these guys are repeat champions, but yet, again, we look back at the history even before then, right? You want to talk about legacies. We could talk about legacies and dynasties being born. I mean, you got to understand Golden State was the last team to repeat. Behind them was Miami, the Lakers, the Bulls, the Rockets. I mean, it's just such an asinine comment. And the fact that he called the greatest trophy in NBA history, like the greatest trophy, in my opinion, in U.S. sports history. He calls it a participation trophy because those 8 champions stepped up their game and won the title. I mean, what a fucking joke. Just what a fucking joke. And there's a reason I love doing what we love over here on YouTube is because we love having the freedom to give our opinions and stuff like that, but this opinion is just fucking dumb. It's just fucking dumb. Like, there's a difference between a participation trophy and a fucking NBA title, you douchebag. Get that through your skull. Honestly, what a fucking joke. Alright. I think I've had enough of this fucking guy. Can we move on now, Dan? Because even Dan was arguing in my headphones that we were finally agreeing that that was a fucking joke ass comment that I never want to hear again. Make sure that doesn't appear on my timeline anymore. I'd rather hear Caleb Hammer give financial advice than hear that guy. By the way, we love Caleb Hammer. Before we get any flack for that, we love him. Caleb, you're awesome. We love you. Keep doing your financial audit show, because I think that's... Dude, I love his show so much. Alright, we're gonna get off track here. Honestly, I don't care. Let's get off track today. It's my birthday, why not? We'll have some fun with it. Have you guys ever watched Financial Audit, the Caleb Hammer show? Oh my god, it's the best. Caleb Hammer runs a show, and it's called Financial Audit, where he invites people onto his show, and like he tears into these fucking people for spending the money that they're spending, and his reactions are just so out there. Like, again, we love Financial Audit. I think it's one of the best things we ever watch on YouTube. Because, like, this guy just does not give a fuck. He just does not give a fuck. I love him. Like, he tears people apart, but yet he's so good with his finances. It's not even like he's so good at just finding out the truth and picking people apart. And like he's like, this is why you're fucking... I gotta find the one clip. Wait, find me the one clip about the woman who spent money on a PS5, and he's like, "You stupid fuck." Can you find me that?
She took out a $500, 900% interest payday loan. You borrow $1,000 for this one, you pay back a total of $4,400.
Hold on. Oh shit, not what I want to do. Hold on. Fuck. Sorry. Give me a second, everyone. I need to share this clip. I love this guy so much. Just his face alone to start off. Hold on. Can we get it up on the screen? A 900% loan for a PS5. Like, I love this guy, and I know we're gonna get copywritten and probably taken down for showing this clip, but dude, I love him so much that we have to show this.
She took out a $500, 900% interest payday loan. You borrow $1,000 for this one, you pay back a total of $4,413. For what?
We needed money for groceries.
Why did you take this out? Be real. Come on.
I bought a PlayStation 5. Really wanted one, so
Nothing like collections for PS5s.
got a PlayStation 5.
Do you play it?
Yeah. All the time.
You should read a book.
You should read a book. Yeah, like I said, if you guys don't know who he is, this is who he is. This is Caleb Hammer. He does Financial Audit. He actually does full-length episodes. We're obviously not gonna sit here and watch full-length episode, but like the dude is just so fucking good. I'm scared. If I ever heard of the guy, I would never want to be on his show. He'd tear me a new ass. But What was I doing? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. My phone is like blowing up with birthday messages. um, sorry. Again, I'm gonna respond to everyone today. I promise. I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm not that big of a dick. But we just want to get through the show, and then we'll start thanking people and showing love. So yeah. How did we get off track to where we're talking about Caleb Hammer on a sports show? Ah, jeez. Welcome to our lives as sports reporters. Um, See, we may be unprofessional, but we've always said it. We're the most unprofessional sports show on the planet. We're allowed to go off track. Unlike ESPN and that fucking Vincent Goodwill. Douchebag. Alright, so the NBA draft. Let's talk about that now. Let's shift our focus here. Oh, we gotta take another break? Alright, we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll talk about the draft, and we'll also get into Around the Diamond. Because we got a lot to talk about in terms of the fucking Mets and how they're giving me a massive headache. A massive headache as of late. And yet everyone's sitting here like, oh, why? We'll talk about that more coming up. This is BW Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio right here on YouTube. This segment of BW Radio is brought to you guys by our friends at Vivid Seats. Check out vividseats.com today or download the Vivid Seats app. Get the best tickets for any sporting event, concerts, what have you. Get tickets for the World Cup, get tickets for MLB, get tickets for so much going on right now in the sports world. You guys can get it all at vividseats.com or download the apps from the App Store or Google Play today. Me and Dan were talking that entire commercial break, and the one thing that has run through my mind is I'm probably never getting hired at ESPN for slamming one of their guys and slamming ESPN as a company for their journalism practices. But I mean, no offense, they hire guys like that. It kind of makes me don't want to work for them in the first place. And no offense, anytime that I've heard people have gotten hired there, they gotten laid off the year later. So I think I'm good. But anyway, welcome back to BW Radio. We are back with you folks once again. We got the draft to talk about now and how the main questions coming into this draft is what do the Wizards do with the number 1 pick? Do they go with the top prospects here? And I'm not kidding when I say this. The top prospect has got to be AJ out of BYU. I'm not going to attempt his last name. I'll butcher it. But I think AJ out of BYU should be the number 1 pick overall. He's one of the most dynamic players in the draft, in my opinion. And I feel like Washington needs a player like AJ on their roster to help in a rebuild situation, especially after yesterday they signed Trae Young to a massive extension. So I think having a guy like AJ around would help that in the long run. I think that that'd be a dynamic pickup. But also, uh, Peterson out of Kansas, I think that would be a big pickup too. I think that he's a dynamic player all around. I think him going as the number 1 pick wouldn't shock me. A lot of people said Boozer. I don't think Boozer goes at. I don't think Boozer goes as number 1. I think realistically Washington needs to be smart with this pick. Obviously, teams could trade up and we could see some things happen there. But I think realistically, Boozer will either go either number 2 or 3. Or better yet, how great would it be if he dropped to number 4 and actually played for his dad's old team, playing Chicago? I don't think he will, but I'm just saying that would actually be really impressive here. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think realistically, if you're Washington, you're looking at Peterson out of Kansas, or you're looking at AJ out of BYU as the number 1 pick overall. I think it'd be crazy to not select one of those two at least as the number 1 picks. But I guess the major question that's coming into the draft tonight is what does Boston looking to do, because Boston currently sits with the number 27th pick, and of course there's been talk that they're looking to trade away Brown, and a lot of teams are looking into trade deals and seeing if Boston will trade up to try and get someone and get Brown out during the draft. So I guess all eyes are on Boston tonight as well, because a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen there. Me personally, I think Brown stays with Boston, but I also think that he wants out badly to the point where he'll probably sabotage himself to get out of there. I mean, realistically, a lot of things could change between now and tonight, in terms of what teams do in a sense when it comes to the NBA draft. But yeah, I think AJ makes the most sense being the number 1 pick. Uh, I think Peterson being the number 1 pick is a smart move. I think that realistically, a lot of teams need to look at this as, okay, where do we have holes? And I think that, the first top 10 teams have a lot of holes to fill now, especially if you're the Jazz, who have been trying to find answers, the Grizzlies, who have been trying to find answers for years, especially with Ja, might being out the door soon. The Clippers, they've always been looking for answers for so many years, especially with the star power that they build up there. Brooklyn, they've been looking for answers for years. Sacramento. I mean, there's just so many unanswered questions heading into the draft, and so many questions of what can we do to rebuild. And I think tonight's draft is going to be interesting to see how teams advance moving forward, especially for these young guys and what they can do for their teams. By the way, we didn't get a good checkup of this. I don't think there's any Syracuse players entering the draft, is there? Oh, there is. William Kyle. William Kyle III is entering out of Syracuse tonight. He's projected as the 83rd best overall player. Yeah, yeah. Good luck to him. What? I was just saying good luck to him. Jesus Christ. Like, people you can't wish a guy luck? Jesus. Is he the only Syracuse player, for real? What happened to, or am I thinking, no, see, we're all over the place. We're trying to think of who's gone where here. But realistically, man, Kyle Williams is the only Syracuse guy. I was not expecting that, but well, I thought some other names were gonna pop up, but it doesn't shock me that, you know, yeah. I mean, no offense, Syracuse over the past few years hasn't exactly been the basketball school that's been known to be. Well, I don't know. You can look at it like 20 different ways about which way it can go, to be honest with you. Um, so Dan, what was the argument we had the other day? When it came, yeah, let's switch topics now because honestly, I haven't been really paying attention to the draft that much, so I can't really give much analysts on it. I want to talk about the World Cup because I heard the World Cup has been insane the past few days, and I'm curious as to what the hell's been going on over there. Dan's piqued my interest for once. By the way, a lot of people are wondering what happened to the other guy that was on our show. Don't worry about it. Um, anyway, what's been going on? I don't know about that. Well, we're going to talk about it right now. All right, so for those of you that don't know, we're keeping up with the World Cup. Um, obviously, Messi making history yesterday puts two in the back of the net. Messi makes history and shows why Argentina star is the greatest of all time. Uh, that's for true, especially with missing on the first penalty. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's never gonna do it now." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Yeah, let me put two in the back of the net and show you why." People were saying that Messi's record-breaking goal should have been disallowed. Nope, sorry, nope, ain't gonna do that. France coming out with a 3-0 victory over Iraq, showing why they're dominant. Norway coming out with the 3-2 victory. I can tell you what, man, it's been a ride to see with this World Cup, especially with teams that have already qualified for the knockout round, which I can't even believe it. I really can't. I honestly can't believe who's advanced to the knockout round as of right now because so two of the host nations have already qualified. Mexico, the United States. Besides them, Germany, Argentina, France, and Norway have advanced. Teams that are eliminated is Haiti, Turkey, uh, Tusain. I'm probably butchering the name, and Jordan have all been eliminated as of right now. Um, so currently, what's happening today? This is apparently what is happening today. So it says here Colombia is what's going on with Colombia? It gives them an opportunity to clinch a knockout round place with a win over Congo. It says here that uh, in order for Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo uh, to qualify, what to say here? All scenarios remain open for both teams, including Congo DR. It says either would feel confident in qualifying. Oh, no, wait a minute. It says here Uzbekistan are in danger of elimination as a result if they lose to Portugal and Congo DR after Colombia. Or it says here in Congo DR defeat Colombia, they will no longer. There will be no hope as the Central Asian nation to avoid fourth place in the group. So it says here. So in order for Portugal to advance, they need a win. Is what I'm getting here. Is what I'm trying to analyze here. Just tell me the scenarios. Like, why do they gotta type it all out here? I just want to know what needs to happen here. It says here, England and Ghana were the winners in Group L's first match. If England beats Ghana, they need a Croatia win to secure first place in the group, while Ghana would hope for a Panama win if they emerge victorious. If England and Ghana draw, neither team will assert a place in the knockout rounds at this point. Okay, hold on. We can make this. I mean, we can make this so much easier than what ESPN has done here. I mean, Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, holy fuck! We can look up the scenarios here. Like, just give me the scenarios. Like, I don't need long, drawn out expectations here. Just tell me, how does a team advance to the knockout stage? Jesus fucking Christ. Like, what teams need to do in order to advance? Again, don't need a long, drawn out thing. And again, we're just getting more stuff about the U.S. advance. Okay. Okay. Hold on. We'll get the scenarios here. Right now, he's what? Yeah, I know. I'm just looking up the scenarios because we're trying to figure out what the hell happens here. All right. Finally. Okay, now we have the scenarios. By the way, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you so much. So we're talking about the scenarios involving the World Cup and the knockout stages. So already a few teams have advanced to the knockout rounds, but it says here, let's see. So let's take a look at each group here. So let's take a look at Group A scenario right here. So Mexico has already qualified. South Korea will qualify as second place team with a win or tie versus South Africa. It is still alive to qualify as second place with a win over Mexico, and South Korea lost to I'm gonna butcher that. I'm not even gonna bother. And of course, the last team is still alive to qualify second place with a win over South Korea, and South Africa lost or draw to Mexico. Let's see here for Group B. Canada and Switzerland. Canada and Switzerland are tied atop the group with 4 points apiece. The two teams are set to face each other next with first place on the line. Switzerland must win to finish atop the group because Canada holds the goal difference advantage. Canada will secure first place with either a win or a draw. Okay. Let's see, Group C. What do we got with Group C? Morocco will be through with a win or draw in their final group stage match against Haiti. Scotland will be through to the knockout rounds with a victory in the final group stage match against Brazil. Haiti will eliminated with 3-0 loss to Brazil. Brazil will get through with a draw or win versus Scotland. Now, Group D, the U.S. is already qualified. They are already in. Australia clinches a spot in the knockout round with Turkey lost to Paraguay. Can finish second in the group with a win Paraguay as well. It says here Paraguay clinches a spot in the knockout round with a win against Turkey. Can finish second group with a win against Australia. Turkey's been eliminated, is what it says here. Messi has been sensational so far, as well as Mbappe and Haaland. The big boys came to play. Yeah, they came to play yesterday. That's no joke about that. Germany is already qualified. Ivory Coast can qualify with a tie. Ecuador will be eliminated with a loss. Let's see, Group F. So many groups here. Sweden will qualify to the knockout. All right. We have a lot to go through here. So listen, here's the teams that have already here's the teams that have already qualified, okay? So Mexico, United States, Germany, Argentina, France, and Norway have advanced, okay? So those teams are already on to the knockout stage. A lot of expectations out of that group, especially for the two host countries, Mexico and the United States. But of course, a lot of expectations on the shoulders of France, especially with their star player Mbappe, Argentina with Messi. I mean, just so much expectations coming out of the teams that have already qualified. Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to run through every single team. Jesus Christ, 64 teams. Yeah, yeah. I was just looking for a better summed up scenario because I want to know what teams are really in danger here. Because from what we heard is England pretty much advances with a win, but a team that we heard is in real danger is Portugal. If Portugal loses, and they're pretty much done. Is what we heard. I'm not sure if that's true, but from what we heard, Portugal will be done if they lose. Um, what was the other team? Apparently Canada, if they win their next matchup, they're in. So the host country would continue. Belgium is still in danger. Uh, from what we heard, it's a very interesting Group C, as Brazil, Morocco, and Scotland are all fighting it out. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Ivory Coast apparently still has a shot. Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, apparently they're fighting in Group F. Um, Egypt is currently sitting atop theirs. Um, what else? What else? What else? No, Spain. Spain apparently needs a big time win in order to advance. So they need to win their one in order to advance to the knockout. Um, I mean, we are in for what could be crazy final rides here as we're getting close, especially with Ghana and England pretty much fighting in Group L to see who advances there. Again, lot of football left to play here, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of football left to play. By the way, can we submit that Messi's greatness is one of the greatest that we've ever seen? Like, can we officially say that it is now the Messi era, that Messi is just the greatest soccer player of all time? That he is the greatest footballer of all time. The dude is just so fantastic. He's such a great player. I don't know how anyone can't say that this guy is the face of the sport. Like I will never understand why that there's a debate between Messi and Ronaldo. Like there really isn't. The debate has been settled a long time ago that Messi is the greatest of all time because he has something that Ronaldo does not, and that's a World Cup trophy. But just the fact that now he has become the greatest of all time by becoming the all-time goal scorer in World Cup history, I mean, how do you not? How do you not? I mean, it's insane. Like, how do you not submit his greatness? And people will say, "Oh, he's been carried." That not really. I mean, if you want to talk about a guy that's been carried, I think it's Ronaldo that has been carried his entire fucking career. Messi at least worked hard and earned it, in my opinion. The dude is a legit legend on the field. The fact that Mbappe can break the record too is crazy. And half it, yeah. I mean, listen, there's a lot of talent out on those fields. It's no joke. Trust me, there's a lot of talent on that field. I'm just saying, if imagine this, if Argentina If Argentina wins the World Cup again, we're cementing his legacy as the greatest of all time. I wouldn't say Ronaldo was carried. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say Ronaldo was carried either, but I mean, if you look stat wise, I mean, he kind of in a sense kind of was. What Ronaldo has done in the past couple of years has really secured him for me, the way he handles himself. There's a difference between handling yourself both on and off the field and, claiming that, like, listen, like, I could sit here and say that I'm the greatest basketball player of all time. I know that ain't true. But, I mean, like, I think, in my opinion, I just think Messi is the overall better player because of the way that not only he handles himself on the field and of course off the field, but just the fact that he has revolutionized the game for so many people. Even when coming over to the MLS, I still think that he's one of the greatest of all time. Ronaldo just says and does things the wrong way. Yeah. Especially with his comments that he makes in fucking YouTube videos and shit like that, talking shit about Messi. Like, dude, there is no debate. Like, Messi has brought attention to the game over here in the US because of him coming over to Inter Miami and playing in the MLS. And, winning a title over here. Yeah. By the way, a lot of people were sitting here saying and telling me that there is a funny scenario when it comes to the US being in the knockout round. And if England makes it, that the two teams could still meet on July 4th. I said, you people need to get a brain. I'm like, come on. The US and England will not meet in the knockout round. I hate to tell you. Listen, you got to give USA credit, but I know damn well one bad mistake by them and they're pretty much done. It's a normal US thing where we're happy we made it. We should be happy we at least made it to the knockout round. If we make it any further, congratulations to us. But I'm just saying, I'm not putting too much flack in it, especially with what's going on here. I did. I spoke about Giannis and how I think. I, I mean, look, we're not gonna stay on the Giannis topic for too long, but I think the major headline should be what the hell's going on with Boston and Jalen, because now I'm pretty sure Jalen is gonna talk shit like there's no tomorrow. He's gonna find a way out of there, man. A lot of teams haven't really played anyone challenging yet, so I'm excited for the knockout. Yeah, I'm excited for the knockouts too, but I'm just saying, people are saying, oh, US and England are going to meet each other, and I'm like, no. 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 Don't see it happening. I mean, it's a very unlikely scenario, but we'll see what happens. By the way, we were pulling up stuff from the World Cup that makes this even more funny. Uh, did you guys see what happened with Norway fans in Times Square? Apparently, they joined in on a yoga session. Like, so Norway fans pretty much took over Times Square in New York, right? They did the Viking Row and stuff like that. But they were back in the center of Manhattan this week, taking over the giant steps in Times Square, dancing and chanting, while down below them, a group had gathered to attend a special summer solstice yoga routine. Never has a yoga session been so rowdy. It can be easy to practice total Zen like mindfulness when surrounded by yelling and screaming football fans from Norway. Can I see the clip? Like, there's apparently a clip. I gotta see this fucking clip. I gotta see this clip. If this is in Times Square, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Oh my God. Play the clip.
Moving out, step your back foot forward, and your hands come to your heart. Let's play Moving out, step your back foot forward.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I Can we go back to the funniest part of that clip is just the fans joining them? Please? Like, look. Like, they're fucking joining them back here. Norway fans trying to find their zen in the World Cup. Welcome to Manhattan. Welcome to fucking New York, everyone. Jesus Christ. And people say I'm crazy. I beg to fucking differ. By the way, I am so very happy because someone pointed this out to me, and I'm very happy that I heard this news from the World Cup. That, if you guys don't know, there is an elderly woman who was 100 years old who was in attendance to see Messi break the record. For those of you that don't know the woman that we are talking about, put this woman's face on the goddamn screen right now. If you guys don't know who this woman is called Gangster Grandma or Gangster Granny on social media. And apparently she's been chasing Messi around. And look apparently this was her in the stands yesterday. That's awesome. I love when we can find these wacky stories coming out of the World Cup. Gangster Granny. She is the greatest. Oh, we love her. She'll fuck you up, man. That's why I don't fuck with her. And like, she'll fuck you up. Um. All right. Let's do Around the Diamond, and we'll plan the rest of the show from there. Really, Dan? No, we're not doing that again. We did that dry the other day. No matter what's going on in the world, football has the power. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Unless you're friends from Scotland and you drink all the fucking beer in the bar, then we have a problem. But that's besides the point. Alright, let's do Around the Diamond now. Let's take a look at the Yankees and the Mets. The Yankees are currently sitting atop of the American League East. They are currently 2 games ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays over there. They currently have a 46-31 record. Meanwhile, taking a look at the Mets, fucking course, the Mets. They're sitting at the bottom of the National League East with a 34-43 record. They are 14 games back behind the Braves, who currently sit atop of the National League East. Scotland. Taking a look at Major League Baseball right now, the top teams in Major League Baseball are the Dodgers, Braves, Brewers, Yankees, Rays, and Cardinals. Taking a look at the bottom of the barrel, we have the Rockies, Angels, Giants, and Red Sox, and Kansas City Royals. Teams with the longest winning streaks at the moment. Let's see. The Detroit Tigers currently have the longest winning streak. They are on a 4-game win streak. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Reds. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Baltimore Orioles. They currently are on a 3-game win streak. Have a great rest of your show. Take care. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining. Thank you for the birthday wishes, by the way. Let's see. Meanwhile, the worst teams in Major League Baseball at the moment are the Giants with a 3-game losing streak, the Diamondbacks with a 3-game losing streak, and the Yankees with a 3-game losing streak. Yeah. So, even our phone just wished us happy birthday. That's fun. What's up, Dan? You really want to try this again? Seriously? We really don't have any sports news, do we? Other than OU caps an improbable run with first title win since '94 in the World, what is it, World Series of College Baseball or Baseball Classic or something. What the hell is it called? I'm not trying to discredit their win. I promise you. I'm actually trying to get information here. I promise you, I'm not trying to discredit anyone. Oh, we didn't talk about Dusty May from Michigan is now the head coach of the Mavericks. How fucked up is that? I did not expect that to happen. I really didn't. Apparently, Scotland fans take over a Major League Baseball uh, game between Miami and the Rangers on Monday. That does not shock me. That really doesn't shock me. What other big news? Is there anything else? We know that in hockey that there's been a trade where two brothers that played for Team USA are now back on the same team. I guess they're in Florida with the Panthers. Anything else? Caitlin Clark scores 24 but earns her fifth tech. Yeah, that doesn't shock me. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Wait, what's this you're handing me? Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfield said in a letter to Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri that the San Francisco Giants failed to properly explain to players that they were not allowed to decline to wear the rainbow-themed caps during the club's annual Pride Night early this month. Several members of the Giants, including starting pitcher Landon Rope, added Bible verses to the themed cap, promoting a warning from the league that writing on the caps is a violation of league policy. Fowl penned a letter to Manfield in which he expressed grave concern over the warning to the players. Howell called the warning dubious because he feels MLB is already prompting a political viewpoint by having pride-themed uniforms. Okay, we're not gonna make this fucking political. Jesus Christ. Why is everything gotta be political in sports? I hate it. Just stop. Just play sports. If you don't like the Pride cap, fuck you, okay? Who cares? It's Pride Month, deal with it. Why can't people just let people live, man? Like people have to shove religion down throats. People have to shove their way of life down everyone's throats. Like, listen, we're in huge support of Pride Month. I want that to be known right now, okay? Like, we support gay pride around here. We support pride because our sisters that way. You know, we're one of those people that say let people live, and if you're happy, you're happy. You know, we don't try and take anything away from anyone. But dude, Jesus Christ, people try to make everything fucking political in sports, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. Just keep your politics out of sports. It's a fucking joke, honestly. People wonder why I get mad. Gee, I wonder why. Can't fucking enjoy sports without fucking someone being like, oh, it's political. I hate it. Just don't mix politics and sports. It's stupid. Anyway, what's the major thing that you wanted to end on? You said that we had No, Dan, we're not doing this again. Dan, we are not. You want to run this back? Okay, Dan is telling me in my ear that because we didn't get 82-0 last time, we need to do it today. Alright, we're gonna do this 3 times, Dan. You hear me? 3. We're only gonna do it 3 times. That's it. Okay? We're not doing this the whole rest of the show. I mean, we are because we're at the end of the show, but I'm not even explaining my picks. I'm just rolling through the first couple here. I mean, dude, it's not like we're gonna hit the fucking slam dunk winner and like let's give me a different team. Give me a different era then. It's not any fucking better. Already we're not going 82-0. I can already tell you that right now. God damn it. Oh, we got a free gift. Don't care. Alright, so that's 1. Let's try this again here. This is some birthday show, by the way, Dan. Glad you put this together. This is what happens when we miss the morning meetings. Obviously, Kevin Durant, put him at the small forward. Come on, give me something good here. Something we can work with. Change the team. I know we can do better. I mean, come on. Come on. Put him at point guard for all I care. We need to hit the diamond in the rough here. Fuck, we can't change the team. Can we change the era? Like, if we can get 2000s, no, fuck. We need a winner here. Come on. I asked for a winner, and instead I get Al Harrington. Yep. Wow, a dynasty, 65 and 17. All right, last one, Dan. We're not doing this again on the air, by the way. I want that known right now. No, we are not. You are getting that warning now. We are not doing this again on the air. I will kick you in the fucking shins, Dan. You already know who I'm looking for. And yet he's not on here. Oh, this is gonna be a rough one. Give me Marbury, I guess. Can we change the teams and pray to God we land on the Lakers? That's not any fucking better. Dan, I don't know why you want us doing this 82-0 shit. We're not, you know damn well we're not gonna win it. You know damn well as much as I do we're not gonna win this shit. Did we just get Wilt? Alright, here we go. See? Dan. I said we're only doing this one more time, you motherfucker. Alright, last one. I mean it. After this, no more. Give me Tyreek. Give me Giannis. How lucky are we that we got Giannis on the first fucking... Change the era. I'm probably gonna regret this, but the 90s. Give me AI. Allen Iverson. Ooh. Give me a different team. Come on. Spurs. Timmy Duncan. And last but not least, oh, come on. Can I move one of these guys? Please, I need Steph. God damn it. We can move Giannis. Son of a bitch. Alright, KD. Alright, Dan. One more time. Why not? The show's already gone off the rails today. Alright. By the way, I'm sorry if you guys are watching this, by the way. This is what we decided to do at the end of the show. God knows why. Because I didn't ask for this, Dan. I just wanted to do the show and get out of here. I have shit to do. I got people to respond to. Give me Harrington, I guess. You don't understand why I'm upset. Because I said we weren't going to do this today. And yet we're doing it now. Give me AI. I mean, this team ain't going 82-0, I can already tell you. Even with prime Kevin Durant. Alright, we're done. Enough of this shit. Jesus Christ. Fucking guy wants to keep doing that game. Alright, I'll make you a deal, Dan. Here's the deal. We will do that at the end of every show until we at least get 82-0. How's that? Alright? Alright. Fuck off. Bitch. Alright. These are the people I have to deal with. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you folks check out the Wrestler Podcast every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube. Make sure you folks check out the RWO's War when that comes back in July. Make sure you folks check out tpublic.com. Get the latest in merch from our store. Make sure you folks check out our throne list and how you guys can support us. Maybe get us an awesome birthday gift. Just saying. Make sure you folks check all that out. But we're officially going to get out of everyone's hair. We will see you guys next time right here on BW Radio, the #1 Syracuse Sports Radio right here on YouTube. Peace out, everyone. We'll see you then.